Hello there guys, and welcome back to BeamNG.drive mod. Today we're looking at AW goal made by Barabash. Up first we have a look. Goal 3D R28. Okay, next up we have Goal Police. Okay, next. Up next we have Gendarmerie. Gendarmerie. Next. Up next we have Beater. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.9 TDI aggro tuning. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal Romania. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal de something like that. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.6 CD. This is the manual variant. I'm saying that because there's another one of these. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.6 CD again, and actually I got this backwards. This is the manual variant. The previous one was the automatic variant. I should keep going. And next. Up next we have 1.9 TDI This is the automatic. There's also a manual variant. Well, technically there's two manual variants, but I don't really know what the difference is between the two. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.9 TDI, this time the manual variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal Amsterdam. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal Ecuador. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal USDM. This is the automatic variant. This car has a 2.0 liter and 16 valve engine. Next. Up next we have Goal USDM. This one is the manual variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal. This has a 1.4 liter engine. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal 3D. This has a 1.4 liter engine. Okay, next. Up next. Nope. Up next we have Gento. This has a 1.4 liter engine. Yeah, a lot of these have 1.4 liter engines. And next. Up next we have Goal 3D CL 1.6. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal 3D CL 1.6. This is the manual variant. That was the wrong button. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal CL 1.6. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal GL 1.6. This is the manual variant. And I think I screwed up the name of the previous one because that was also GL, not CL. Okay, next. Up next we have Gento GL 1.6. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Gento GL 1.6. This is the manual variant. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.8 3D GT. This is the automatic variant. This has a 1.8 liter engine. Yeah, I'm mentioning the fuel size off of the description. It's probably pretty obvious that it's a 1.8 liter engine, since it's literally in the name. Next. Up next is 1.8 3D GT. This time the manual variant. Okay, next. Up next we have 1.8. There we go. 1.8 GT. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Next we have 1.8 GT. This is the manual variant. Up next we have 1.9 GTD. Okay, next. Up next we have Goal 3D GT. Okay, next. Up next we have Gento 1.8 GT. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Gento 1.8 GT. This is the manual variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Gento 1.9 GTD. This is the automatic variant. Okay, next. Up next we have Jezda 1.9 GTD. Okay, next. Up next, we have Gento Polija. This is a 2-liter engine. Oops. That looks to be all the time for the day. So anyways guys, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe for more great content, and goodbye.